Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's event. I'd like to extend you a warm welcome to all of you, as well as those who are joining us for the first time. It's great to have you, and thank you for signing up. My name is Sharifah Salma. I'm a member of Energy Institute and will become a moderator for today. Please be aware that the webinar may be extended for about 15 minutes more or less. And at the end of this talk, we'll be having a question and answer session with the speakers. You can post your questions at the chat box provided below, and we will try to accommodate as many as we can. Just please include your name, affiliation, and also the name of the speaker to whom you're addressing your question to, and we will try to respond as many as possible. So with that, I'd like to provide a bit of an overview. So what actually is this coffee talk with the Energy Institute Learning Affiliate is all about? Now, this talk consists of two topics, which is what is Energy Institute? And second, how do we become the EI affiliate? Now, I myself am actually very looking forward for this talk. And because I believe that me being a part of the Energy Institute means that I am a part of something bigger, and it would be much easier to make changes if you have something back behind that could support you all along the way. So that is what EI means to me. Now, so to know more about this, just make sure that you stay up until the end. Okay, so I believe that most of us here are either scientists or engineers, at least most of us here. So here are some of the energy industry to get us started. Now, I'd like you to ask yourself, why do you think energy is important? And maybe you could think, why is energy important? And perhaps the first thing that would, pop up into your mind would be, if we don't have energy, we wouldn't be having this webinar right now, isn't it? And energy is just a significant portion in our everyday things we're involved with, and even in our professionals' careers, and it's just a major factor of everything that we do in our life. So today, I'd actually like to introduce you to our three amazing speakers. To begin with, we have Professor IR Dr. Muhammad Shahir Liew. He currently serves as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Commercialization Office, University Technology Petronas since 2017. He is also the Chair, Energy Institute Malaysia 2021. For your information, he has continued his career in the consultancy management industry, ranging from capital projects, management, and project design, spanning for about 23 years in the United States of America and also in the Asian region. Well, for our second speaker, Mr. Wallace, with 38 years of experience in conventional and renewable energy sectors, he is currently the Senior Production Performance Engineer at BW Offshore and also is the Vice Chair of the Energy Institute Malaysia 2021. And our third speaker, on the other hand, is the Associate Program Director for Postgraduate Studies at the School of Engineering and Physical Sciences, Heriot-Watt University, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Adlansyah. So without further ado, let me welcome Professor Shahir for his welcoming remarks. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Sharifah. Can you hear me? Is it clear? All right. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee for allowing me to give these welcoming remarks to all the affiliates and all of our young adults here. I think this is an interesting time. Can I have next slide, please? Well, what I want to share with all of you basically is the Energy Institute in Malaysia and give you a little bit of perspective within the next 5 to less than 10 minutes of what I'm going to share. First of all, I think, Energy Institute Malaysia was founded in 2012. We have a special mission of collaborating closely with the government. Definitely, we are working very hard on that. We will see more result, perhaps by next year. Malaysian institutions, we are moving. We have done for UTP, Heriot-Watt, Uniten, and perhaps we will also start to populate at other areas. and other professional bodies. We are working closely with the Institute of Engineer Malaysia now, and Board of Engineer Malaysia for sure, to offer a vibrant program of activities while fostering collaboration and cooperation between Malaysia and United Kingdom. Remember, we are once upon a time a Commonwealth of the United Kingdom, and as such, a lot of things are actually mimicking what UK has. And in the energy sectors, I'll be frank by saying that United Kingdom is probably one of the more advanced countries in the energy sectors. Even some of the benchmarking we are doing is towards United Kingdom. What are the relevance of EI Malaysia in the energy business? This is what we are looking at, where we are heading. You know, I can speak, I probably wouldn't say on my own personal capacity on behalf of Petronas, yeah? This reflects only my personal capacity. First of all, you need to know at Petronas, they are actually getting away from the fossil fuel business actually. So as we are looking at that, this is where the Energy Institute Malaysia is relevant, because we are looking at carbon management. That includes carbon capture, utilization, and carbon storage. These are important part now, because there are new project that has been going on at Petronas level in terms of carbon capture. And also you have probably read in the paper which party has been awarded to do carbon capture and so on. The other one we look at is clean energy and energy transition. Now, Petronas make it very clear they're heading towards zero carbon, right, by 2050. So I think these are an arena where there are challenges on how we look at clean energy and how we look at energy transition as we move along. And in this country, as a regulator, Petronas is starting to go into digital era. And there are a lot of talks that has been going on at the working level at the moment with the new management in terms of circular economy. I myself personally engaged even Peter, I think you know Peter, Energy Institute for the region, health, safety, and environment. These are some of the new things that have been going on. The wind of change in the energy business. What is next? These are the important part of it. It's about decarbonization. This involves renewable energy sources. Malaysia, we don't have very strong wind, but apparently people are trying to experiment with low speed turbine, you know, floating structure. We have solar energy going everywhere, on the water, on the land, you know, and so on. Singapore has done a lot of fantastic work in the area, for example. And then the other one, we talk about decentralization, about smart grid. This is where TMB has been looking a lot on that. And obviously, digitization in terms of blockchain, IoT, big data, and quantum computing has been one of the major factors. Now, the interesting fact remains that Energy Institute of Malaysia, right, at least under my captainship, I would like to see that we are working closely with EI UK. As such, the chief executive from UK, Dr. Nick Ware, if you know him, right? He's our chief executive. This is where all of us are reporting to him. Recently has been appointed to be in the International Advisory Council of Petronas Educational Business, right? I was the one that mooted the idea to Petronas. Petronas decided that that was a good idea. So now he's becoming part and parcel of us. So we are a lot closer to UK than you can ever imagine. So let's make use of this opportunity to work closely together and how we can formulate the energy business in a bigger way for this country, and also working closer with Energy Institute UK. With that, I'm going to leave that. So for you, fruits for thought for you. And thank you very much, Sharifah. Pass it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shahir. I think with over 9 years since the establishment, EIM has conducted multiple events that are physical and also virtual, you know, just for the benefits of its members. And physical events such as, you know, we have technical site visits, technical talks, and workshops, and more. So without further ado, next, I would like to welcome Mr. Wallace.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be with you this evening. The slides that I'm going to be taking you through, and then the discussion centers around the Energy Institute and who we are. how we can benefit yourselves as students and aspiring young professionals. So what I'm going to go through with you are the membership grades, the benefits of being an EI member, and a little bit about the process of submitting your application to join the EI, and what the requirements are. So just as a little taster, you can see up on the screen, we have a number of questions. I'm not going to read these questions in any detail. I'll let you read them for yourselves. But in terms of your roadmap as a student to realising your ambition as a student progressing through graduation into your chosen profession and beyond, it's not an easy journey. Definitely not. And if you're working together with your academic institutions, who ideally would be our learning institutes, learning affiliates, sorry, we can together make the journey much more efficient and enjoyable for yourselves, and one of which we hope to reward your professional development on an ongoing basis and supporting you through developing that plan of how you're going to develop your career. So in thinking about the journey that you're embarking on, there's obviously going to be a lot of questions on the how, what, where, when, why, etc. So these questions that you see up on screen, let them maybe just prompt you in terms of the Q&A session that we're going to have a bit later on, and we'll try our best to answer them. Next slide. Okay, so Prof here touched on who we are, who the Energy Institute are. As we said, global energy industry body, a professional body. It's actually a charity, and originates from the UK and covers all energy sectors. So not just oil and gas, but all energy sectors through conventional oil and gas into renewables, and a lot of we call them subsectors as well, supporting sectors. It's been in existence for over 100 years in a couple of different guises, but we know it today as the Energy Institute. It's been around as the EI since 2014. It offers a range of professional qualifications. There's 3 unique titles that you can't get anywhere else. These are Chartered Petroleum Engineer, Chartered Energy Engineer, and Chartered Energy Manager. And just like to highlight that the Energy Institute is backed up by the Engineering Council and the Society for the Environment. So when it comes to professional recognition, then we're pretty much supported by the Engineering Council framework. Next slide. So what is the Energy Institute about? Well, obviously everything energy, in the role that energy plays in our lives, and the role that we as professionals will play in the energy transition, and how we understand that energy transition, how it's going to be as we move. And there's no doubts, as highlighted before, there's no doubts that the energy transition is going to take us from conventional to renewables, but how that mix is going to look as we go through the transition. You're the young professionals, the future young professionals, who are going to be the ones who are going to facilitate and drive that change. So we need to better understand the standards and raise these standards, and bring in new standards as we look into new areas of sustainable energy. And the EI, it facilitates development of these standards and good practice within the energy industry. Skills and competency as you progress through your career, the Energy Institute will be there to support you in the development of these. And really just being valued in your organization, your respective organizations as an energy professional, and having the recognition that deserves. Next slide. So I spoke about good practice. The Energy Institute very much involved in industry with its members, not just individual members, but corporate members, in developing technical guidance for all aspects of the energy industry. And these documents, as a member of the Energy Institute, these documents, research papers, standards and guidelines, they would be available to you, during your studying time and also after you graduate and you move in to the workplace as a young professional. In terms of knowledge, a huge resource base of knowledge and resources that you can tap into online and in person as well. And the Energy Institute also has a coaching and mentoring program, which as a member you can subscribe to. In terms of the professionalism, we have a member base, 20K plus, and 200 company members. And then if we include the learning affiliate members, the number increases even more. Next slide. So as we progress through this session, just think about the benefits so far that I've explained in terms of becoming a member of the EI and taking advantage of everything that we offer to support you through your academic studies and beyond as you get move into the workplace and progress through your career, ultimately into leadership or managerial role, and having the professional recognition that you'd be looking for as you progress through. Next slide. In terms of the membership grades, the introductory membership grades, you'd be looking as students very much at the introductory student membership. As you progress into the workplace, you can then look at the grades of member, which would be most relevant to yourselves. And as you progress through into your profession, 3 to 5 years in, you can then look at the professional registration in terms of chartered engineer, energy manager, or environmentalist. So these introductory grades can be signed up for on the website. It's pretty straightforward. So as a student, you don't even need to be on an energy related course, although most of our members at student level are following an energy related program. As a student who is a member of a learning affiliate institution, then your membership is free. How good is that? If your university or academic institution is not currently a learning affiliate of the EI, then the fee would be 155 ringgit. But actually, we have a discounted rate for joiners in Malaysia. So look online and contact us, and we can advise you further. Just a few words on the affiliate membership. Is really for those who have a general interest in the energy industry, and takes in see for yourself the types of people that we follow would be those in journalism, academia, legal, finance, all the supporting functions that have an interest in the energy industry. The associate membership is the one that you would follow as you become a student member and you move into an associate membership, so that you can follow your career path and get the appropriate guidance you need from the Energy Institute to ultimately apply for your professional membership and charter status. You must join online at an introductory grade before you can progress further. So it's all online, as I said. Next slide. So these introductory membership grades, which I described in a little bit more detail, you can see that you, as a student, just to reiterate, if you're currently studying, you can apply as a student member, and there's no assessment required. You join online, get immediate access to the benefits that we offer, and it's free if your university is a learning affiliate. Next slide, please. I wouldn't go into this in too much detail, but the one that you probably need to look at if you're currently studying at university is the MEI, the EI member. So that's where you ultimately move into in terms of membership once you graduate and you've been in the workplace for a number of years. Once you get some experience under your belt and you're starting to take on project lead roles, leading programs in your organization, and you develop a broad knowledge of the energy sector. Next slide. So you can see that what we have here is the roadmap, if you like. So from student through to member and through to professional chartered member. Next slide. So having a professional title such as a chartered engineer, chartered environmentalist, chartered energy manager, it really enhances your employability. It shows that you've gained all the attributes that employers are looking for. It can give you that edge amongst your peers if you're going for the same role. It definitely gives you a competitive advantage. And it's also an external validation. I mentioned earlier about the Engineering Council. You validate all professional applications to the EI. That's a validation, and it's approval by senior figures in the energy industry who've decided that you're an expert in your field and you have the relevant competencies as an energy professional. So what you're doing is you're gaining a professional title that sets you apart in your chosen sector. And it's recognized worldwide. Professor Shahir mentioned that it's, the EI is a UK body. Therefore, it does tap into global network of energy professionals. It may open doors within your organization or your industry that maybe weren't possible before. It also demonstrates your professionalism and commitment to best practice in your field, your chosen field. Next slide. So whether you follow a program at your university with the objective of becoming a chartered engineer, chartered petroleum engineer, or chartered energy manager, these are unique titles. You can't get them anywhere else, only with the Energy Institute. It makes you special. You're getting a formal professional recognition that you couldn't get anywhere else, and that builds on all the hard work you've done during your studies at university, and you continue on as you move into your organizations as a young energy professional. Mentioned globally, we've got members, individual members, company members, and partners across the globe with branches in every region. And just to highlight again, we cover all sectors and disciplines across the energy spectrum. And with that, I hope this gives you some insights into what the Energy Institute is about. And I'd like to hand back to Salma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Allen. I think it's amazing somehow from what Mr. Allen mentioned that there is actually a clear path for students, young professionals to become professional or chartered engineering or even energy managers and chartered environmentalist. And so it just means that one doesn't really have to become an engineer to be chartered, as the energy institute themselves would certify other courses that are not actually limited to engineering. Now, just to your knowledge, students who wish to register with Energy Institute can join for £32 online payment, but also can get it for free. Now, just as a reminder, please add your questions in the chat box provided if you happen to have any, and we will get back to you at the end. Now, how do we get that free membership, right? So let's welcome our next speaker, Dr. Adlan. Please welcome.
Thank you, Salma. Good evening. I think I have control of the slides. So I'm going to talk about the learning affiliate. So Alan has talked about the different membership grade, which is individual membership, where you strive for your professional development and to get a chartership. To help you with that, we have actually established several types of organizational memberships. For example, the company memberships where corporates can join as a member, or as an institution, you can actually become a learning affiliate. Yeah, so this is an organizational membership for educational establishment. So if you are a college, if you are a university offering any programs related to energy, you can join as a learning affiliate. And one thing about Energy Institute being an industry-based institute, I'm sure you've heard of IMECI, ICAMI, IET, and so on. They are all discipline-based institute where you have to take only one program related to that discipline. For Energy Institute, any programs that is relevant to energy can become a learning affiliate. And so this is the key here is to serve future energy professionals, which means the students. Yeah? So this is for the students to benefit from the institution being a learning affiliate. The main benefit is, of course, we are 23,000 strong members, individual members of the Energy Institute. And by being a learning affiliate, your students then have access for networking opportunities, knowledge resources, and also further professional recognition. So why LA membership? So being an LA or being a learning affiliate, meaning that your institution have a direct connection with the Energy Institute, with all these 23,000 members. And not only that, you're also connected with the administrative side of this, which will provide you a lot of activities, a lot of networking opportunities that can benefit the students. For example, you are open to conferences and seminars. You can invite expert speaker talks. You can have dialogues and forums with all these people. So this status is a departmental membership, which means that, for example, if you are from the mechanical engineering department or petroleum engineering department, so each one, even though you're in the same institution, is one membership. It really depends on the number of students enrolled in that department. So sometimes if you are a smaller institution, so probably you have several departments in one engineering school or engineering faculty, and each department only have maybe a few, several hundred students. So you can actually combine this as long as you are all energy related, you're offering energy related programs to become one learning affiliate as well. So as an institution, you actually then offer free student memberships through the duration of the course. So any students enrolled in that department, if it's a 3-year course, throughout the 3 years, the student members for free will be paid for 3 years. So if it's £32 a year, you can calculate how much is that. So if it's a 4-year course, then it's the same. You get free student membership throughout the course, throughout the duration of their course. And then you can have access to these membership talks. You can either be local experts, or for example, the picture that Alan showed earlier, that was actually the managing director of the Asia Pacific region, and he came over to Heriot-Watt to give a specialized career talk. So you can actually get not just locals, but also people from the UK coming as well. You get to use the learning affiliate logo as part of your marketing. You get also opportunities to promote your programs in the EI publications. So EI has a periodical publication, the Petroleum Review and the Energy World. So this comes out monthly. So you have the opportunity to advertise your programs and your institution basically in these publications. On top of the free students membership for all students enrolled in that department, you are also eligible for 2 free affiliate membership for the staff. And this staff will then become the EI Learning Affiliate representative for that particular membership. So you have free student membership plus 2 free affiliate memberships. And then if you are covering any programs related to energy, of course, you can also then further to get EI accreditation for these programs. So now, when you talk about programs, some department actually offers more than one program. So all the programs in that department is eligible to be accredited. What about the students? We talk about the students membership. So what does the student membership entails? So as a student member, the students then get free access to these publications, the Energy World and Petroleum Review. You also get advice and support for continuing professional development. So you also have access to any career fairs. So usually universities or institutions, they will do career fairs, and then they can invite an energy institute to either speak or set up a booth, and you can get advice on future careers. We also have the Students Energy Network monthly newsletter on top of the normal publications, the e-magazines. Access to My Career Path. So My Career Path is a website or it's an app, web app, where the students then can chart and track the career development. So if they're attending any talks and or even giving talks or speaking at a conference related to energy, they can add this to their career path, and it becomes like an online resume for them, or part of an online resume. You have full access to what we call the knowledge. So in EI, we have the EI library, we have the information service, and the e-catalog, which we are termed as the EI knowledge. And being over 100 years old of the institute, you have amassed a lot of knowledge throughout the years. And student members also become members of the local branch. In this case, so you are automatically then gets to be the EI Malaysia members as well. If we are organizing any conference and seminars by the Energy Institute, then of course non-members will have their normal fees, but members will get discounts. So these discounts actually for all grade of members, including the students as well. And of course, the networking opportunities for energy with energy practitioners. So any one of those 23,000 members, you can invite to the university and give talks and insights of the industry to the students. Here's just a quick list of the learning affiliates in the ASEAN region. We have over 100 learning affiliates, and of course, mainly it's in the UK. Most of the UK universities offering energy-related programs, energy-related engineering programs are all actually learning affiliates. But in the ASEAN region, we have University of Technology Brunei, and then we have 3 in Malaysia, as you can see. For example, at Heriot-Watt, the School of Engineering, and at UNIMAS, the Faculty of Engineering, because we are smaller in numbers of students, can become one learning affiliate. But UTP being a very large establishment, so one petroleum engineering department is considered as one learning affiliate. So if a mechanical engineering and so on wants to register, they have to register as a separate member. Then in Singapore, you have one Research and Innovation Institute as a whole, because it's quite a small establishment as well. So the whole institution then is a learning affiliate. The next step then, if you're already a learning affiliate, you can actually get the programs accredited. So here is actually an international recognition of your program, that you're offering a program that will produce competent graduates in the energy industry or for the energy industry. As the Energy Institute is licensed to produce CEng and IEng, so chartered engineers or incorporated engineers under the Engineering Council, these programs then becomes the first step for you to get, or for the students to get chartership status. So there, straight after they graduate in these programs, they will attain the AMEI, the Associate Member of Energy Institute, and then on their way then to amass experience to get into chartered. Non-engineering programs can also be chartered. As Alan has said earlier, we are the only institute that offer chartered energy manager, so you can get MEI status from the chartered environmentalist. What's the benefit of being accredited by EI? So it's an independent quality assurance scheme. So it's just like any accreditation. So it actually puts your program into light to being a good program and producing competent graduates in energy. You are also being benchmarked by internationally recognized standards, because we are not the only accredited programs by EI. So you have to be at the same par or the same level as all the other accredited programs by EI as well. You can get the program listed and the EI Careers website. So this will be accessed by all of the corporate members of the EI and also others who are looking at quality programs, and also the Engineering Council UK ACAD. So this is the accreditation database for all engineering programs by Engineering Council UK. You can get to use your EI accredited logo in your course materials, and then the rest are the same as your learning affiliate benefits. For the students then, being in an accredited program, so it's a clear route to professional membership. So like I just shared earlier, so this is being the first step. As soon as you graduate, you get your AMEI status. So you're well on your way then to get your chartered status. The rest of the benefits is similar to being a learning affiliate as well. At the moment, the only programs offered in Malaysia is actually Heriot-Watt, so allow me to plug our programs a bit. So we are actually recognized in the MSc in Energy and also in MSc in Renewable Energy Engineering. And this is programs that are delivered across our campuses in Dubai, UK and Malaysia. So the accreditation process was actually quite a challenge, because we have to coordinate all three campuses, and we have to show to them or prove to them that it is the same program and it's being delivered globally. But you know, our students then get the benefit of being in an EI accredited program. So I hope this have piqued your interest. What can you do next? So if you're interested to learn more, the website can be accessed from the main Energy Institute website. If you click on membership and careers at the top, and then click on accreditation, so you'll be taken to a page where you will see that all the information on learning affiliates, accreditation, and also for corporate membership as well. If you have any other queries, you can also contact the Professional Development Manager and EI Accreditation Manager at this email address. This is also available in the website as well. If you're confident about joining as a learning affiliate, then the application forms can be downloaded here as well. Okay, that is actually all from myself. I'll pass the session back to our moderator, Salma. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adlan. So what are you waiting for? Join us as a part of the Learning Affiliate and be part of this Energy Institute Malaysia and our international members of about 32,000 members and over 200 companies. Okay, so I think with that, we are opening the floor for questions and answers. And we will begin with questions from the audiences. So this question is directed to Professor Shahir. I have a question on how the UN Sustainable Development Goals are promoted through the LA membership. So this is for Professor Shahir.
Okay, that's a good question though. SDG 17, if you look at from Malaysia's standpoint, right? The first when I was quite impressed when I went to Sunway. They have this SDG 17 plastered all over their walls around Sunway Pyramid. So that is actually a point where a lot of the university realized that although SDG 17 is part and parcel of the research package or the world global mentality where we are looking at, this has already been part and parcel of all the initiative in terms of research, development, and also in terms of how the professional are working towards in tackling those areas. So I think that they have been embedded in one way or another. Perhaps the affiliate need to be realized that if the institution they came from did not address that, there's probably a shortcoming from the institution. I'm not saying all institutions are doing that, right? But if they are a research institution, they're doing those sort of things. SDG 17 is part and parcel when we are communicating with the global community, because this is something where the global community, when they want to award a research grant or any sort of services to you, they will have to look at what in particular you are addressing out of the SDG 17. The SDG 17, you can be addressing 5 of those, it doesn't matter, or you can be addressing 2 of those. By the end of the day, you must be sharing with people in all your proposal, what are your SDG 17, which part of it that you're addressing. So that's my answer to that, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Okay, our next question is directed to Mr. Allen. The question is, I am a student currently studying and will be graduating soon. What is the next step for me to aim to becoming a chartered engineer?
Okay, so first and foremost, if you haven't already done so, then you should be signing up as a student member of the EI. Once signed up, then you need to set your sights on the associate member. That's where you're working towards a professional membership. It's not going to happen immediately as you move into the workplace, but over a number of years, I mentioned earlier, 3 to 5 years, that's typical for a young professional, especially if they've followed an accredited course by the EI. If not, it might take a bit longer. In some cases, depending on how much effort you're prepared to put in and how many opportunities you get within your organization to develop yourself. It's to take a few more years. But the associate member, that's the one you're looking for. You can join, again, we have discounts for EI Malaysia applicants. The associate membership, that will give you guidance in terms of what you need to do to get you on the right path as you move towards applying for your chartership. Again, when you join, and there's resources online to refer to. We also have, we can have face-to-face or over Zoom or whatever. We can advise you as well on a more personalized journey that you need to embark on. That answers the question. Salma, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Allen. Okay, our next question is directed towards Dr. Adlan. Is there any specific subject to eligible for application of learning affiliates and how to apply?
Yeah, I think how to apply, I've shared the details in the slides. The subjects is actually anything that is related to energy. Yeah, so we're not a discipline based where you have to have a certain field of engineering. So if you're offering mechanical, chemical, electrical, petroleum, even civil engineering, this is all the courses that is related. And then you might also offer like energy studies or maybe specific courses like renewable energy. So this can also be considered to be joining as an LA. The key here is actually your graduates or your alumni actually works in the energy industry. Yeah, so you have to somehow, even under the new what we are doing now under the Washington Accord, we have to have the OBE, isn't it? So you keep track of the alumni, and you know what they're doing in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years after graduation. So you have an idea if you are most of the graduates from that particular program working in energy, and then from there you can prove then you're serving the energy industry.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adlan. So we have another question as well directed towards Professor Shahir. What is the difference between IR title and chartered title? Is there any difference? And as a local engineer, should I apply for both?
Okay, this is a very good question. I'm glad they asked the right question. If you are in the academic lines, you need, at the moment, if it's in engineering curriculum, right? They need to have at least 50%. There increases the quota. 50% of the faculty members must have an IR or a chartered engineer or an equivalent. That is not going to be negotiated by the Board of Engineer Malaysia. So in other words, they recognize chartered engineer, yes. But in terms of practice, if you're outside of the university, if you are practicing, you cannot use chartered engineer to sign off drawings. You can only use the professional engineer IR status. But in many circumstances at UTP, we have already proven that chartered engineer from the Energy Institute, they can transfer to professional engineer in Malaysia, right? So a few of them have done that and got their IR. So that is not an issue now because it's considered equivalent, but they have to go through the process of applying. It's not that difficult actually, right? So that's my answer.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shahir. Our next question is again targeted to Dr. Adlan. What is the benefits of affiliate membership and how is it different from other memberships?
You're talking about the institutional membership, yeah? I mean, the learning affiliate is the only membership available to institutions. So I'm not sure how can I say what's the difference? Or are we talking about individuals? Maybe Alan can explain that on the individuals.
Yeah, so from an individual point of view, an affiliate member is someone who is not directly involved in the energy industry as an engineer or a technical professional, but maybe someone on the periphery. Earlier I mentioned journalism, marketing, finance, these kind of roles, but where the member has an interest in the energy sector and would like to keep up to speed with what's happening. So that's from an individual membership point of view. If the question was referring to the learning affiliate, then slightly different take on the fact that learning institutions can take out a learning affiliate membership, and as we've explained in the last 45 minutes, all the benefits of a learning affiliate as an academic institution are there to support the students as they progress their studies.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Allen. But we also have another question for you here. What is continued professional development, CPD? What is it used for, students or young professionals?
So basically CPD is for young professionals. In fact, young and old professionals, professionals through the whole of their career. As a student, you're actually you're developing your academic side. As you move into the workplace, you're applying everything that you've learned on the academic side in practice. So you become a practicing professional, and with that, you need to make sure that you continue to learn and apply what you've learned on the academic side to challenges and problems and projects in your organization. And continued professional development is something that you you're focusing on throughout your career. And it can be practical activities that you're involved with, leading projects. It can be if you dip into for more academic learning to broaden your knowledge. That all comes into CPD. And with Energy Institute, in order to keep the standards high, then members are regularly approached to prove that they're keeping on top of their continued professional development, and they can show evidence of what they're doing in the workplace to satisfy the requirements of CPD, and that's really what CPD is. Okay, Salma.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alan. We have another question here directed to Professor Shahir. The question is, CNG UK can easily become a PNGPM in Malaysia, so why not vice versa?
This is interesting question actually. You know, every country actually has a protective mechanism. They don't spell it out, right? I remember the days when I was sitting in the council of Institute of Engineer Malaysia. At that time, we don't have enough engineers. We decided to bring in temporary engineers from Australia. So IEOS, right? They call it Institute of Engineer Australia. So we recognize them. But at the end of the day, when Malaysia trying to go to Australia to practice, they say, I'm sorry, you have to re-register. Same thing with United States, yeah? United States, every state carry their own professional registration. So you don't have PNG USA, no such thing. PNG Texas, PNG New Mexico, PNG Colorado, you know, those kind of things. So that is, this is one of the difficulty that everybody's facing. But saying all of that, it makes it easier when you have a chartered engineer, you apply for PNG in Malaysia. When you got chartered engineer, you go back to United States taking the EIT exam, and then you look at the reciprocity. They allow that as a part and parcel of that. As an example, when I was interviewed by the Energy Institute, you know, before I became a chartered engineer, they asked me a lot of questions. By the end of the day, they say, well, you got a professional engineer, so we know you are competent enough. So there are things that they don't generally ask you anymore, you know. But if you don't have any of those, you would be subject to more questions. So that's my answer to that, right? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Shahir. Our next question is to Dr. Adlan back. How can we identify either we can be affiliated as one department or as one faculty? Is it depend on the number of students? What is the maximum number?
We don't actually put any actual hard number there, because you know every institution will have different number of enrollments, and this can also vary every semester and every year. So it's really a case by case. But usually, if you compare yourself, you know, for example, I've given those 3 examples. The number of students enrolled in Petroleum Engineering Department in UTP, they're about the same number as all our. In fact, it's more than all of our students enrolled at the School of Engineering in Heriot-Watt. Yeah, so the way the EI sees it is unfair to put a learning affiliate for every department in Heriot-Watt because of this. You know, you can inquire directly to the accreditation manager from the email that I've shared earlier, and she can advise you accordingly, according to your number of students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Adlan. Our next question is to Mr. Allen. What is the benefits of being chartered engineer?
The benefits to being chartered, it shows employers that you've got the competence, expertise, and work ethic that's required to be a professional operating at that level in the energy sector. So it really helps you to stand out from the crowd. If you're in the employment market, it gives you an advantage. And it's external validation by, I mentioned Engineering Council earlier. So you've got independent verification of your professionalism. And all that translates into potential, from a remuneration point of view, higher salaries perhaps. in addition, if you become chartered, then it's an internationally recognized title. So wherever you go in the world, they'll be recognized, opens up new opportunities for you, and really just is a mark of your commitment to your professional standing in your chosen energy sector and your organization. Salma.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Alan. Now, this is another question directed to Professor Shahir. Is there engagement within the LA community in this SGD activities?
I think there are some in pockets, not in the global scale. I think this is why I think Alan, Dr. Alan, all of us are coming out now to do that, and we also have a separate team engaging in different regions, Sabah and Sarawak, for example, right? And Labuan, we've been doing that. So yes, we acknowledge that that is one of our weakness, but at the same time, this is something that we wanted to do more, right? So we hope that this is not the end of the beginning, but it's actually the beginning of a long-term journey that we're going to do. Alan, maybe you can help me to answer that, Alan?
If I may add to that, yeah, because as you can see, the LAs in Malaysia is only 3 at the moment. We are really trying to grow the numbers so that we can actually do a meaningful event that will actually look at these SDGs as well.
Okay, the next question is directed towards Mr. Alan Back. What is the minimum requirement to apply for chartered engineering? I have 15 years working in energy area.
So the easy answer, and it may sound a bit vague, is there's no minimum or maximum requirement. It's all very specific to the individual. It's true to say that probably the quickest route would be to follow as a student an accredited course at your university. That's because it's accredited and accepted by endorsed by the Energy Institute. That when you move into the workplace, you're already pretty much along the road towards the requirements needed to become or to apply for your chartered status. If you've not followed an accredited course, it's going to take you a little bit longer because you need to prove to the Energy Institute that you've gained all the requirements that they need to ensure that by certifying you or assessing you as suitable for your chartership, that you meet all the requirements. So yeah, there's no real. It can be short or it can be long. It's just depending on a number of factors. Again, we EI Malaysia, there's a number of us that can take you through from a personal point of view what it takes for you to get there. When you apply and join, then we can spend some time with you going through that. Salma.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, our last question is directed towards Dr. Adlan. What is the cost to establish learning affiliate?
Okay, so we have the best question saved to the last, yeah. Yeah, so the cost of learning affiliate is at the moment is £459 a year. Yeah, so it's still a yearly membership. But if you spread this over a number of your students, then it's actually not very expensive.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Adlan. So I guess today's session has finally come to an end. A recording of this webinar will be available, which will be posted on YouTube under the channel name of Energy Institute, where you will also be able to tune in to any of the EI live worldwide webinar. I would like to send immense thank you to our 3 speakers, Professor Shahir, Mr. Alan, and also Dr. Adlan. And also to you for joining our coffee talk today. But lastly, just for your knowledge, we'll be having another talk tomorrow, specifically for student membership talk. So this will be moderated by Ong, and our speakers will be from Lisa and Ian from the UK. The link for registration has also been added in the question box for your references. So if you'd like to join, please register in the link provided. So with that, I guess I would like to conclude. Thank you very much for joining in, everyone. Have a good evening ahead. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.